Welcome to CDNY-Live, everybody. At the top of our show, we have a wonderful little musical presentation that Galen is going to play for us. It's the Galopede, and it's going to be lovely. It's Chip Prince playing 4 parts, actually piano 8 hands. You'll see. So Galen, you have it all ready to go?
We'll be right there.
Okay. Galen just has to jump from computer to computer to get everything working. So screen to screen. So sometimes it's a little tight squeeze for him. So anyway, but I'm really glad everybody's here. And if I didn't say your name, I feel really bad now because I said some people's names. I didn't see other people's names. Don't feel bad. Chip says, don't feel bad.
You're fine.
Oh, I'm fine. Okay. Here we go. Awesome. Wow, we can all give a big applause to Chip Prince, who played 4 parts of Galopede in a cappella and created that wonderful video for us. So thank you so much, Chip. Wow, that was great. So everybody, welcome to CDNY Live. Happy February and almost happy Valentine's Day. So I hope you bought a little Valentine or a rose or something for that dearly beloved in your life. So you still have time, so don't forget to do that. My name is Cynthia Shaw, and I'll be hosting tonight's event. As I said, you just watched amazing Chip Prince, who's one of the pianists who will be featured further tonight, play the dance tune Galopede with 8 hands. So that was really great. CDNY Live is sponsored by Country Dance New York, and we hold these musical variety shows on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of every month in rotation with CDNY's English Dance Lore. You can find the schedule on the CDNY calendar at cdny.org, countrydancenewyork.org, where you can also make a contribution in support of this program and the many others offered by CDNY. All right, we have a great lineup for this evening. Tonight's event, our variety show, is called PianoFest. And we're featuring 4 CDNY pianists: Chip Prince, who you just heard play, Liza Wu, Dominique Gagne, and me, Cynthia Shaw. And our special guest tonight is an English country dancer that we all know her dancing. She's a dancer, she's a writer, she's an actress, she's a music therapist and a harpist. And I'm talking about Christina Conroy. So we'll be interviewing her about all of her amazing things that she does and has done, and you'll be so glad that you heard about everything. So you're in for a wonderful hour of music and creativity. I want to thank Country Dance New York and all of our sponsors and donors for this show, and our producers, Annie Eden and Dominique Gagne, and our sound tech master, Galen Kirkpatrick. Now on to just a little Zoom housekeeping. So the best way to see this show is to go to the upper right-hand corner of your screen and click speaker view. Then if you go into the lower left-hand corner and click stop video so that your video is off. And next to the stop video, you'll see a little upside down caret. Click that and you'll go to video settings and then scroll down until you see hide non-video participants and check that box. So that all the people who are off video you won't see their names in the little box. Okay. And as I said, tonight's program is being broadcast on CDNY Facebook page. So if you're on Zoom and you do not want to be seen on Facebook, then definitely hide your video. All right. The other fun thing about CDNY Live is that we have a chat box in the bottom center of your screen. And you can chat away all night long if you want. You want to say something about the performers, you want to say something silly or something snarky, you can do it there. And if you have a question to ask one of the performers as the show is going on, go ahead and type it in the chat box. And then at the end of the evening, Annie will ask the questions, because you might think of it while it's happening and then you'll forget about it once the show is over. So just type your chat questions in there. All right, so now for some fun stuff. First off, this week, our technical director, Galen Kirkpatrick, who I'd love for him to show himself, but he doesn't have a video camera. But Galen, say hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
So Galen celebrated his birthday this week. So we thought it would be really fun to give Galen an imaginary birthday party. So in the chat room, why don't you send Galen some love and put in the chat what you might bring to Galen's birthday party. Now, since you can't even see Galen, you don't know what he looks like or anything, but you can just imagine what fun thing might go to a person who sounded like Galen. So type your gift in the chat box. It can be the most outrageous gift you want. If you want to send him a llama, you can do that. If you want to give him I don't even know. You can put it in the chat box, all right? And I'll read it out later. All right, so now it's time for us to sing a song together. And this time, one of our pianists, Liza Wu, is going to lead us in a sea chanty. And the sea chanty is called General Taylor. It's a call and response chanty. And Galen will put the lyrics on the screen for you. And Liza will tell you about the song. So let's all sing this song together. So Liza, take it away.
All right, thanks, Cynthia. I'm very excited to do this song with you all because I really enjoy this song. I've heard the version done by Great Big Sea, which is a Canadian band from Newfoundland. So shout out to any Canadians out there. Cynthia said this is a call and response. So I'm going to teach you the lines first. When you see it on the screen share, you're going to see the lines that you sing bolded. And it's basically the same two lines throughout the whole song. So the first line, the words are walk him along, John, carry him along. And then the second line, the words are carry him to his burying ground. Oh, there they are. There are the lyrics. Okay. So, all right, everybody see the bold lines. So I'm going to sing the rest of it. And then you echo me. So let's do a practice round. It goes like this. I sing, well, General Taylor gained the day. And then you sing, walk him along, John, carry him along. Okay, can we sing that together? Walk him along, John, carry him along. And you know what? If you don't get it, don't worry, because there are at least 8 or 9 times through the song that you'll have opportunities to get it. Okay. All right. So that's the first line you sing, and then I sing. Well, General Taylor, he gained the day, and then you sing. Carry him to his burying ground. Okay. Can we sing that together? Carry him to his burying ground. Okay, cool. So somebody said to me that probably in the situation when it's sung, maybe everybody's drunk. So anyway, with all the kind of craziness with the Zoom, just imagine that you're, I guess, in some tavern somewhere, just, like a bunch of burly seamen singing this, okay?
Can I add, since we all want to sing together, if you want to unmute yourselves for the song, that would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We're going to go with it. Unmute yourself so we can sing collectively. Messily, but collectively.
Maybe if Liza doesn't sing the part that everybody else sings, we'll be sort of together.
What's that?
No,
because we need to hear it. We need to hear it.
Okay.
I think that's ambitious. Maybe as we get along the line, maybe I will drop out. But anyway.
All right, so let's do this.
All right, here we go. Well, General Taylor gained the day. Walk him along, carry him along. Well, General Taylor, he gained the day. Carry him to his burying ground. Tell me where you're stormy. Walk him along, John, carry him along. Where you're stormy. Carry
Carry him
to his
his
burying
burying
ground.
ground.
Dig his grave with a silver spade. Walk him along, John, carry him along. The shroud of the finest silk will be made. Carry
Carry
him
him
to his
to his
burying ground.
burying
Tell me
ground.
where you store me. Walk him along, John, carry him along. Tell me where you store me.
Carry
Carry
him
him
to
to his
his
burying
burying
ground.
ground.
We'll lower him down on a golden chain. Walk him along, John, carry him
along.
on every inch we'll carve his name. Carry him
Him
to
to
his
his
burying
burying
ground. Tell me where you store me. Walk him
along, John, carry him along.
where you store me.
Carry him to his burying ground.
General Taylor, he's all the go. Walk him
along, John, carry him
along. Gone where the stormy winds won't blow. Carry him to his burying ground. Tell me where you're stormy. Walk
him along, John, carry him along.
where you're stormy.
Carry him to his burying ground.
Where he's stormy.
Walk him along, John, carry him along.
Tell me where you're stormy. Carry him to his burying ground. Hey, awesome.
Good.
You guys did great. That was very lusty.
That was absolutely wonderful. It was so
I'm
wonderful,
drunk.
Liza.
Yay.
I have to get my script back here. Hold on.
Okay, well, it's my turn for a moment. So,
Oh, that's right.
yes, because you know what I'm about to do, Cynthia.
I do. I do. Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay, well, 2 weeks ago, I think I went on record as being against the whole Zoom unmuted singing together cacophony thing. I'm softening on the concept now. It's, you know, even if we can't hear all of each other at the same time, it's wonderful that we get to do anything together at all. So I'll accept it for that. Okay, so tonight, part of our program is that the 4 featured pianists will each do a solo. So you'll hear from each of us on the piano later on. But right now we have our very own host, Cynthia, who is going to play J.S. Bach's Italian Concerto, the first movement. Take it away, Cynthia.
Thank you, Chip. Yeah.
Oh, Cynthia, that was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Can you tell me what makes it Italian?
Funny that you should ask that, Annie. So it's called an Italian concerto because Bach wrote it after the style of the Italian concerto grosso. And it was one of the only pieces that he wrote for harpsichord that he actually, because a harpsichord can have 2 or 3 keyboards. So he actually wrote it he wrote the dynamics, forte, piano, in the score, and he usually never did that. So it's in the Italian style.
So it's like Italian seasoning.
Exactly, Italian seasoning or Italian salad dressing.
Hey, Cynthia, can you turn original sound off now that you're done?
Yes, how's that? Is that good?
I
Did
think
that
that's
go?
probably.
We're good. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Sorry about that. The sound stuff, oh my gosh. Anyway, so thank you everybody for listening to my Italian concerto. I really appreciate it. Okay, so now it's time for us to introduce our featured guest, Christina Conroy, who, and I told you some of the things about her, but I'll read a little bit from her bio for you so you can get to know her even more. She's an award-winning novelist, screenwriter, singer, actor, Irish harpist, a certified music therapist, a licensed creative arts therapist. So Christina Conroy has many, many passions, as you can see. She's a Renaissance woman. Her nonfiction book, How to Have Fun with Our Aging Parents, was on the Amazon bestseller list and it is the 2020 first prize winner of the National League of American Pen Women competition. She's written another historical novel series, which we'll hear about later, and even sort of another book, which you'll hear about more. Her education includes creative writing and screenwriting at NYU and music and everything. She's an amazing person. But one of the things that I want to do, and then we'll talk to Christina, is that we've put together a little video of some of Christina's acting highlights. And Galen's going to play this for her. And Christina, I made some of the clips a little longer, so you can actually talk about some of the pictures as they go along. So yeah, so let's view this video because I think you guys will just be really amazed. Those of us who know Christina on the dance floor. Here we go.
Okay, well, I'm the little kid in the corner. This was a TV show called The $64,000 Challenge, which followed the $64,000 question, and my mother did the commercials. I'm the little kid under Marie Chevalier's arm there. That was a special TV show. This is just a modeling job in Toronto 100 years ago. It was like 40 degrees. I was freezing. This is the Light Opera of Manhattan. If any of you ever attended Loom performances here in New York City, this was a Broadway tour with Rock Hudson and Imogene Coca on the 20th century. This is a production of The Most Happy Fella. This particular one was in Boca Raton, Florida. This is as a harem girl, Brunswick, Maine. Okay, this is The Women in Flint, Michigan, an all-star cast of The Women that was supposed to go to Broadway and didn't get there. This was the Amos Theater, then in Harlem. Andre de Shields directed this show called Blackberries. This is Robert and Elizabeth, a musical on the Barretts of Wimpole Street, which was never produced in a major production in New York City. It's a beautiful show. Okay, here I am as Jenny Lind in Barnum, and I will be talking about this later. This was on a cruise ship. This was in Acapulco, Mexico. This was a production of La Boheme, and here's another La Boheme. This one's in New York. I did Musetta a lot. Okay, here I am as a chorus girl and funny girl in summer stock, one of my first jobs. And there I am.
That's so wonderful, Christina. My gosh, you've just done all those fun things, all those great roles and all this acting in addition to your writing and all these other things, which we will talk about later. So you mentioned that one picture of you playing Jenny Lind. So why don't you tell your great Jenny Lind story?
Okay. Yeah, that's well, it's a wonderful role. It's in the musical Barnum. It's a smallish role. She has one big solo and some dialogue, and half of it is in Swedish. And it's funny, two of my weirdest jobs ever were playing the character Jenny Lind, who was a real historical woman. She was the most famous singer in the world in 1850, called the Swedish Nightingale. And the first time I played her was down at the South Street Seaport, where I was actually the ghost of Jenny Lind. They had a ghost tour, and there were a bunch of actors who would pop up and do monologues as the ghost of Herman Melville, the ghost of Captain Kidd, and I would sing as the ghost of Jenny Lind. Anyway, when the musical Barnum came out, I coveted the role, big time. Wonderful, wonderful part. I happened to be working in Boca Raton, Florida at a dinner theater. I was doing The Merry Widow, and I stayed to do The Most Happy Fella. And on a day off, I drove down to Miami because a cruise ship company with a 500-seat theater on a boat, would you believe, we're doing an hour version of Barnum. And I auditioned and nothing came of it. Anyway, Most Happy Fella finished. I was then going to go into another company of Most Happy Fella on the other side of Florida. I had a week and a half off in between, so I flew home for some R&R. I'm home a couple of days and the phone rings, and it's the cruise company. The woman playing Jenny Lind, her mother had died. She needed to take a week off. It was a week's cruise. Every Saturday, new passengers would get on. They did not have an understudy on the ship. So could I fly to Nassau and jump on the ship and do 3 performances? Because with 1,500 passengers in a 500-seat theater, you need to do 3 performances during the week. I was going to say no. Fortunately, I had a boyfriend who said, "Oh, do it. It'll be fun." Okay, Thursday morning, I fly into Nassau. I find the jitney going to this huge ocean liner ship, which I can see in the, I get on the jitney. The guys say, "Oh, you the new Sea Legs?" That was the name of the Las Vegas review they were doing. So I knew, yeah, I'm the new Sea Legs. Okay. They get the passengers off on a ramp very carefully, holding hands, blah, blah, blah. I'm still sitting in the back of this little boat. They take me to the back of the ship, open a trap door, toss in my suitcase, and say, "Jump." I literally am jumping over the water to get into the bowels of the boat. Know that I am crew.
Right.
I don't remember exactly the sequence, but very quickly I was in this gorgeous 500-seat theater with the dance captain and the stage manager, and they are playing this pre-recorded orchestra. If you've ever played or sung with pre-recorded music, you know it's awful.
It's awful, awful, awful.
So I've got the song. Musically, it's simple, but the first verse is in Swedish, which I do not speak. I spoke German at the time. I didn't speak Swedish, and she has some dialogue in Swedish. So I'm saying, okay, well, where's the translation? "Oh, we don't have a translation." "You don't have a translation?" "Well, no, the other actress, she just did it phonetically. She wasn't concerned about what she was saying." "Okay, I'm concerned about what I'm saying." So very quickly, I found someone on the Norway was the ship. Easy to find somebody who spoke Swedish, and a lovely woman taught me the phonetics, taught me what I was saying. So I went back to the stateroom. That was the other actress's stateroom, obviously, that I was going to be in for the week. Not even the week. Anyway, I'm studying. They take me to the crew dining room for dinner. Lovely. That night, I meet Jess Richards, who was playing Barnum. Now, he was Jim Dale's original understudy on Broadway, and a lovely guy and a wonderful, wonderful performer. So he teaches me the staging that night. I don't remember what time I got to bed, but like 9 o'clock the next morning, I am in costume with the wig, with the makeup, the whole thing for a rehearsal with the full cast. This is Friday and the passengers are getting off the boat on Saturday. So we have to do 3 performances that day. So the first performance was like at noon, whatever. Somehow we did it, somehow I got through it. Everybody thought I was amazing. All the passengers knew that there was this new performer coming on because they'd been waiting for the show they hadn't been able to see all week. 2,000 crew people knew. So the walls were lined with the kitchen staff, with the cleaners, with everybody. So anyway, I got through the first performance. Okay, I guess, I don't know, I probably ate something, took a nap, studied, came back, did the second performance at 4 in the afternoon, something like that. I seem to remember that I did no correct lyric in any language in that performance. I don't know, but somehow I got through it.
Right.
Same thing, go home, go back to the stateroom, have a meal, have a nap, come back for the last performance, the 8 o'clock performance. Somehow my brain clicked in and I was letter perfect for that performance in Swedish and in English. And from that moment on, I understood why old men tell war stories. I would never have volunteered in my life for anything that hard. And I did it.
That's amazing. I mean, it's like people think, oh, actors and musicians, they're all such lazy people. It's like, oh my gosh, no, there you are on stage, having just learned the thing in front of 500 people doing it.
Right. So I don't know if you can show the picture again of the
I don't know, Galen, do you have that picture, the Jenny Lynn picture I sent you last night?
Well, in a minute.
Okay.
Well, no biggie if you can't.
Anyway, it's fine if you don't have it. Anyway, we will come back to you because I know we have other stories, book stories and all sorts of things. But anyway, that is just really cool and just so neat to see all those great pictures, of you of a child and all those famous people that we know. How neat that must have been. All right, so it is time now. I see on my schedule for me to read some of the things that everybody said they were going to give Galen for his birthday. Let's see what people said. Hold on. Let's see. A new video camera. Okay. A Zoom H6 microphone recorder mixer. Oh, these people are so nice. Some hot toddies. I love that. And a USB ports, of course. Some chocolate. Oh, Galen, a new Steinway grand piano and a piano moving service for life. I think that's amazing. I think that's totally amazing. And a new job. Galen definitely wants a new job. So Galen, I think you have a bunch of cool things that people have sent you for your birthday. So happy birthday.
Thank you so much, everybody.
You're welcome. All right. So now we have our 4 pianists, Chip and Liza and Dominique and me. We played a 4-part arrangement of the Schubert March Militaire. So Galen is going to put that video on and you'll hear all of us play this amazing march. pretty great, wasn't it? So just so you all know, so these 4-part things are made on this app called Acapella. And one person lays down a track and then they send the file to somebody else, and the next person lays down a track, and then they send the file, and it goes on and on like that. And we have a click track that we listen to. So it's doing click, 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 click while you're trying to record. And if, right, Chip, and while you're recording, if you make a mistake, you have to stop and start again. And then all the way back to the beginning. And then if you get almost to the end and you make a mistake, then you have to start all over again and go back to the beginning. So it can be a very frustrating situation, but it's rewarding. But anyway, and then we send it to Galen, and Galen like gets all the sound so that it's relatively even. So anyway, it's a lot of fun doing that piece. So I hope you all liked it so much.
And Cynthia, if I may,
Yes.
Just for a moment, in case anybody didn't see it in the chat, the upper image of me was from a track that I had made that then Liza recorded over. For technical reasons, she wasn't able to include a video. So I've been overdubbed by Liza. She is my Marnie Nixon.
So, that's really brilliant. I love it.
I disguise myself as Chip.
Exactly. So speaking of Liza, it's time for us to introduce Liza, who already taught us that wonderful Captain song. So let me tell you a little about Liza Wu, all right? She's a classically trained pianist. She's a board certified music therapist and a New York licensed creative arts therapist. Right now, she helps older adults with dementia and their caregivers cope with the challenges of dementia. She's played for CDNY English Country Dances since 2013 after she graduated from the apprenticeship program. So she brings her wonderful classical music skills to playing beautiful English dance music. She loves to learn about other cultures and dreams of traveling the world. So she gave me some things about her. So I just wanted to ask to put you on the spot, Liza. So you say that you played in an Irish band in Japan. Tell us about that.
Yes, that was a really great experience. Oh, I do need to add that Cynthia was my teacher in the apprenticeship program. So I was lucky to have Cynthia as my teacher.
Yeah, it was really fun.
But yeah, after I graduated from college, I decided to have an adventure and go to Japan to teach English. And while I was there, until that moment, I really knew very little about Irish music beyond, the Irish Springs commercials, I hate to say. But then I met, through the same program that I was teaching English, a wonderful professional Irish flute player from Texas named Larry. And the Board of Ed wanted all of us English teachers to do a international talent show one day. So he said, here's a song for you to learn that's Irish. I know you play piano, so why don't you learn this song? And he gave me this song called The Butterfly by this band called Bathy Band. Mm-hmm. And I just fell in love with it. And he had hooked up with the local Irish band. Believe it or not, in Kyoto, Japan, there is a local Irish band. And it was a great band because people would come and go. There were some steady Japanese members who were always in it, but sometimes somebody would come in from England or from Scotland or the States. And I played electronic. I had a keyboard, and they were kind of like, well, we only do acoustic instruments. We didn't do that.
Right.
But Larry kind of snuck me in by, he's like, just keep showing up. And I'd show up and I'd just have my keyboard just there. And sometimes I just would play a little note here or there. And eventually they kind of liked what I was playing. And I became a member of the band. And we played gigs, like we did the St. Patrick's Day party for the mm-hmm. Irish consulate in Osaka. So had a really, really, one of the best experiences in my life.
Wow, that is so cool, so neat. Now I have just to tell everybody a little bit of your history with CDNY, which is that when Sharon and David Green moved from the seminary back to California, they had a grand piano in their apartment there, and they had to, you know, they weren't going to take the piano with them. So the piano traveled up to Susan St. Germain's house, and it stayed up there for a little while. And then Liza bought the piano and had the piano totally rebuilt, and the outside redone and the insides gutted and whatever they did, right? Anyway, so now she has this beautiful Steinway piano in her apartment that she plays that used to belong to the Greens. So that's a really lovely, lovely thing. Unfortunately, she is not in Queens now because of COVID. And so she's staying in an apartment in on the Upper West Side. So she's going to play for us the Ravel Rondo. Is it Ravel?
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, the Ravel Sonatine.
The Sonatine, the third movement of the Ravel Sonatine on her electric piano, but the sound is going to go through a GarageBand, so it's going to sound like a Steinway. So
I hope.
So we'll hear her amazing playing this beautiful, beautiful piece. So take it away, Liza.
Thanks, Cynthia. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to do a little bit of technical something in order to make sure that the sound is okay. So bear with me.
Sounds like you have a drum there or something.
Sorry. Can you guys hear the piano?
Yes, now we can, yeah.
Terrific. All right, I'm going to mute my voice now and play.
Okay. my gosh, that was totally amazing, Liza. That was totally beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my gosh, while you were playing, people were just like saying all sorts of great things about your playing. Oh my, yeah. Here, let me just read some of them to
Oh,
you.
thank you so much.
Fabulous piece, some fabulously hard, Liza. Wow, brava. Wow, wow, wow.
Oh.
So wonderful. I wish I could see your hands on the keyboard. It's amazing to watch, amazing playing, gorgeous Ravel. This is terrific.
Oh my.
Right. Yeah. Oh no, people were loving it. Oh my gosh, the comments were flying.
you.
So congratulations. That was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Well, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my dad, and I think my mom might be on too, because they brought me to piano lessons and they have heard me play this piece a million times. So.
As they should, as they should. Thank you, Mom and Dad. All right, thank you. All right, so now it's time for a word from our sponsors. From OOMPA, the Order of Musical Professionals and Heroes. Let's hear what OOMPA has to say this time. Chip, you're totally crazy. That was fantastic. Thank you, Chip, for playing the tuba and the little whistle thing. That was great. So I want to take a moment and remind everyone that they can make a donation directly to CDNY to support this program and others. The link, somebody will be happy to put the link in the chat for you. So please give generously and often to support programs like this and other CDNY events that are going on. All right, so now we have another video for you. This is another a cappella piece that Liza and Dominique and I put together. It's the Debussy En Bateau, played with flute and 2 pianos. So enjoy this Debussy. There's the link right now. I see it's been put into the chat. So if people want to go there. All right, so enjoy this music. That was beautiful. That was really beautiful. Did you notice all of the pictures of the swimmers and the bathers and everything that Chip did for us, so we could see, sort of imagine that we were on the boats floating around in the ocean and being carefree and lovely. So that was just fantastic. Thanks, everybody. So now I'd like to bring Christina back on, and I want to hear a little bit about Christina's books. Now, Christina has, as I mentioned before, she has this book called How to Have Fun with Your Aging Parents, which is available on Amazon. She also has a series of Victorian novels called His Majesty's Theatre, which she will talk about in a second. But there are 4 books in that series, Not from the Stars, but from Thine Eyes, Truth and Beauty, and Beauty's Doom. And then she also has a steamy novel that she wrote. So sort of a naughty novel. So it's hard, you know, she goes from aging parents to Victoria to naughty novel called One Man's Music. So Christina, just tell us a little bit about your books and about, especially your process you were telling us yesterday about the Victorian books, because that was so interesting.
Okay. Well, I'll go chronologically. Actually, my naughty book, she says, yeah, part 2 in this is definitely R-rated. One Man's Music. It's loosely autobiographical, and it's about New York musicians in the 1980s. And I wrote it for us. It's a love letter for musicians. And I wrote it out of artistic frustration. I started out right after I went to the University of Toronto to the music school, and because I was studying with Maureen Forrester, who was a very famous singer there. And as soon as I finished, I went to Germany, and I was singing opera and concerts in Germany and in Italy, and having a wonderful time artistically and making very little money. Came back to the States, where I liked living a lot more, but anytime I did an opera or a concert or whatever, I barely could pay my rent. So I started doing musical theater, where I was making a lot more money, and started singing some absolute crap music. But when I started writing this novel, I had just finished 17 weeks at Radio City Music Hall. Wow. 17 weeks of 4 shows a day. 6 or 7 days a week. This is when they did a movie, a show, a movie, a show, a movie, a show. Those of you that are old enough to remember those days.
Yeah. Wait, were you dancing and singing, or
dancing and singing?
Dancing and singing. Yeah, that's a lot. That's grueling.
Yeah, and the music was, I mean, it was beautifully arranged and all this, but it was, crap. Then I got a job. I got the Broadway National Tour on the 20th Century with Rock Hudson and Imogene Coca, which was more money than I'd ever made in my life. And I was bored to death. And it was 6 months on the road.
Wow.
And I was dying artistically. I was just whatever. So out of frustration, I wrote the story about my frustration. So this is One Man's Music. I also recorded it as an audio book for those of you.
Okay, there you go. All right. So tell us about your Victorian novels.
Okay. Well, this is the first book of my 4 book. Well, it was one long series that a publisher in the UK split into 4. I said, people are into short novels now. Okay, so it's short. This one I actually channeled. I was working full-time running a senior citizen center, and this story, I don't know why, I just started writing this story. Nights and weekends, and my darling husband at the time didn't divorce me, which was amazing because he never saw me. And I wrote 600 pages in 4 months, not having a clue what I was doing. Wow. After that, I went to England, I started doing research, and found out that an awful lot of the story I had made up was actually historically correct. So that sent me then to do really serious research, which has been great fun, which I've been doing ever since. And actually right now, as we speak, I'm working on a teleplay for a TV pilot, which a LA agent is making me crazy, because it's like, I love your stuff, now change it. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Anyway, that's
life. So now tell us about your that book. Let's
so how to have fun with your aging parents. Well, when I was 28, my mother died of pancreatic cancer. She was 60. My father was 80, and I was left to take care of this old man who very soon had dementia. And that's what got me into music therapy as a gerontologist to begin with. And after about 20 years in the field, I was really, really good at it. And I wrote this little how-to book for caregivers, for family and professional caregivers. And my darling late husband did the cartoons. And as we say, when it first came out, it was actually an Amazon bestseller, which was so I'm glad people, liked it.
Yeah. Well, this is just so fantastic. Why don't you, in the chat, why don't you post the links for your books on Amazon and the names? That would be a really good idea, just in case anybody wants to pick up any of these books, because they all sound totally fascinating. Okay. So thank you so much. All right, we'll see you in the next time around. All right, so we have, so after the boats, now we have Chip Prince is going to perform for us a Chopin Etude, Opus 10, number 3. And I don't know, Chip, if you want to say anything about your piece, or just play away.
I am going to say a couple of things about it. 3 things in particular, but the third one can wait till maybe we do some chatting after the show.
All right.
So when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, my sister Anna, who was going to try to log on tonight, but I don't think she was successful, because I don't think she's ever done Zoom before, and I wasn't around to help her. And she's in Massachusetts, and I'm in California, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she used to play this piece a lot. And I learned it essentially by watching her. And she and I both did the same thing. We would play the pretty first part and the pretty last part, and find ways to cut from one end to the other, so that we didn't have to play the really hard part in the middle.
Right. Makes sense to me.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is that the melody is so pretty that it's been made into several popular songs. Although the only one that I'm really aware of is the one that was recorded in 1950 by Joe Stafford, with lyrics that Bob Russell wrote to Chopin's tune, and which were then adapted very, very slightly and arranged and transposed into Joe's key by her husband, Paul Weston, the band leader. So some people might remember that song. I don't know. You can find it on YouTube, and it's worth a listen. It's gorgeous.
Say the name of it, the song.
Oh, I'm sorry. The song is called No Other Love.
No Other Love. Okay.
I was going to maybe put a link to the YouTube video in the chat, and I may yet, but not now, because it's time to play.
Not now, because you have to play now and entertain us.
And for almost 60 years, I avoided ever learning the middle part. I would try and I'd say, no, it's too hard. So I finally, it's still too hard, but I took it on this time.
Excellent.
So it's a personal debut.
So it's a debut. Excellent. Okay.
gonna start that part again.
Chip, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. I know you did it, right?
Yes. Finally did it.
That was great. That was great. No, everybody's like so beautiful playing. Oh my gosh, you made it sing even on Zoom. Bravo the Great. You got Bravo the Great. That's fantastic. Anyway, that was really wonderful. And I'm glad that we all got to be part of your middle of the Chopin Etude debut.
Yeah. Thanks. It was
that was
yeah,
great.
It was very meaningful to me. It's I finally, took that challenge.
Excellent. Excellent. Bravo. All right. So we still have a little bit more to learn. One more thing to learn from Christina. And from Christina. So Christina, we have our final section about you. And so now we know that Christina was an actress and she's a writer, but she also is a musical therapist. And she has in her career, she put together a group of seniors called Showstoppers. And there was a wonderful documentary made about the Showstoppers. And Galen's going to show about a three-minute clip from this beautiful documentary. The average age of the people in the Showstoppers was like 80, right?
Or then some, 83, something
83,
like
the average age. And you'll see when Galen plays this video, it's just so beautiful how Christina brought such joy to all of these people and really changed their lives, I would say, through music and through singing together, many of whom had never sung before. So you'll see. So Galen, let's see our video. Here we go.
If I meet new people and talk about the Showstoppers, I always say, most people carry pictures of their kids. I carry pictures of my seniors, and I will show them a picture of the Showstoppers. I switched careers about 15 years ago and went into music therapy. Music is really powerful. The fact that it could literally physically change a person and really then made me interested in working with the elderly. So I got myself a job with what they call the well elderly, which is actually the Showstoppers, people who are of an age, but they're still living independently, they're still out there. And the Showstoppers, the average age now is about 84.
name is Anthony L. Ruggiero, but they call me Sonny. I'll be 79 Friday.
My name is Norma D'Amico. We both belong to Showstoppers, and I joined the Showstoppers through Sonny.
I've been with the group now for almost 7 years.
I started when I was 79. Now I'm 89. I enjoy going to, the nursing homes, and I like to see the smile on their face. It makes me feel good that I could do what I could do at my age. Because I never did a thing like this in my life. And this brings out what I always wanted to do.
I'm a newbie. I'm one of the babies. I was 68 when I joined the group in February. I'm a retired teacher, and I've always used music in the curriculum. And when I saw the group, I said, this has got to be it for me, you know, especially for the years to come. And I've just been having a ball. I just love it.
My name is Rosario Avelino. I'm from the Philippines. I'm now 92 years old. When my husband died and my daughter died, I went into a depression. And I didn't want to get out from bed until a friend of mine told me, go and join the group, which I did. And I'm glad I did, because that just kept me going. And I found out I'm a little bit of a show-off, maybe because I was older. And also I had experience in the Philippines singing with the American band. So that was the beginning of my show life here in America.
There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Fix it, just fix it.
I used to sing quite a bit back years ago, you know, and I've given it up. I like working with these people because they're really delightful people. I mean, they really are exceptional. It helps with your philosophy of life in the world, you know, to be with these people that have lived full lives and have not given up on life. Like the song I sang today, the woman is 96 years old. And to see her out there performing, it's a real pleasure.
I can't hear you, Cynthia.
I was just saying it's so inspiring, your work with them. I know that they're not together, you know, it's not together anymore, but can you just tell us briefly just what your experience was working with them and putting the whole thing together?
I mean, I just remembering that the darling woman, the woman from the Philippines, like she mentioned, she had lost her husband, she'd lost a daughter to a long, horrible cancer. She was terribly depressed, but her whole life had been music, and her kids weren't ready to let mom die. And they found me somehow. And she started to sing with me when she was 70, a young 75, and she sang her last performance with me, I think when she was 96. Wow. So she was with me for 21 years. Wow. And she had actually sung with the American bands during World War II in the Philippines. So she taught me styling from those years. She was amazing. But other people, like that woman who said, she said, I started when I was 80, when I was 79, now I'm 89. She literally had never been on a stage performing before she was 79 years old. And she was with me till she was 93.
So obviously you inspired these people, you gave them the courage and just the courage to get up there and sing so freely and just so energetically and just with such love, right?
And you also didn't see in this video, but I also taught them music. I taught beginning guitar, beginning piano, recorder, and wrote these incredibly simple arrangements where like the recorder players would have one note per measure.
Right.
They were still part of the music, and they were legitimately adding to the music.
Right, and they felt like they belonged, you know, even by doing that. No, I think that's so beautiful. Wow. Well, we could talk about this all night long, but I just want to congratulate you on that beautiful work and, you know, for being with us tonight and sharing your acting and your book writing and everything. So thank you so much. All right. So wow, we're getting to the end of our show, but we have one more piano performance, believe it or not. Dominique Gagne is going to perform some jazz for us. And she initially was going to perform a John Coltrane tune, but unfortunately found out today that Chick Corea died. And so Liza, I'm sorry, my brain's befuddled. Dominique is going to play some jazz for us. So Dominique, do you want to just tell us a little about your piece and what you're going to do?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess I'll do Spain. Didn't really have time to work it up again, but I did play it a few months ago for one of my students who was playing the melody on flute, and I had worked up the piano part. So I think I can do it, you know, might not be perfect, but this is, I think, the piece that most people are familiar with Chick Corea. I won't be doing the big Concerto de Aranjuez intro, but I will be, you know, starting with the part that everybody knows. So so here goes, and I guess I'll play the Mal Waldron. I was going to do Soul Eyes because my piano tuner came over. I just wanted to give a shout out to Den Collins again, because this is his piano, and to everybody who donated to get my piano up here. My piano tuner, Eddie Borgioli, I know him as a great jazz guitarist. We do gigs together in the city. And so he finished tuning the piano the first time, and then he sits down and plays Soul Eyes like McCoy Tyner. I was like, since when do you play piano? You know, so I had made a video of it, and I had transcribed a lot of what he did. So maybe I'll do that in another show. But I think it's important to honor Chick's life and everything he gave us, and it's just a really sad day. So
fantastic. Thank you.
All right, so let me doing my sound thing. There we go. Okay. This should be it.
Wow, thank you, Dominique. That was really great. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, people loved your tribute. You'll read some of the things. Yeah. Even Danny Elias was playing along with you on mute, I think.
Oh, cool.
Chick Corea would be proud that you honored him in that way.
Well, he was giving online lessons up until a few months ago.
So you have to talk into your mic. Yeah. Now we definitely can't hear you.
Dominique, you're muted.
There you go.
Okay, now you can hear me. He was giving online lessons up until a few months ago, and my friend Mariah out in the West Coast was able to study with him, and he worked with her on one of her pieces. So she is posting a lot on Facebook about how amazing that experience was. You know, so he was so giving and had such an amazing spirit throughout his life.
Well, I think, you know, at the end, he had this whole thing on Facebook. He was advertising a children's music books that he had written.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wrote a series of children's songs. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really neat. So anyway, I think he would have been very touched by your performance. So thank you.
We're very sad to have, when I heard about it, I was on the subway and literally my heart I was like, no. You know, he was 79 and he died of a rare cancer that I don't think he had told anybody about. So.
Wow. Well, a life well lived, that's for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Yep.
So we are getting to the end of our show. Thank you all for staying to the end. We went a little over than we have in the past, but everybody's still here, so that's really lovely. Looking ahead, next Thursday, Country Dance New York is sponsoring English Dance Lore with Tom Amasay. And if you're an English dancer, you know about all of the Jack tunes that are played. So Tom, the title of his presentation next week is the Jack's Health News Hour, Part 2. And he asks the question, who was Jack? So Tom considers further possible answers to this question as he highlights English, social, military, and political events and how they turned up in English country dance tunes and dances. So that should be very interesting next Thursday. And then Thursday, February 25th, we will have another CDNY-Live, which is 2 weeks from tonight. And we will feature clarinetist Danny Elias, who's a wonderful, wonderful clarinetist, jazz, contra dancing, Ladino music, just amazing. So we can look forward to that. And journalist Marisa Nicosia will be joining us also talking about the perils of journalism. So that should be very fascinating. All of that information is found, the Zoom links are all found on the Country Dance New York, cdny.org. In the calendar on the left-hand side, you'll see all the links for all of these events. And you can also, as you Facebook people know, you can watch the program live on Facebook on Thursday nights at 7:30. You can also sign up for a newsletter from CDNY at the website. Again, I would like to thank our producers, Annie Eden and Dominique Gagne, and our technical director, Galen Kirkpatrick. Our musicians tonight, Chip Prince, Liza Wu, Dominique Gagne, and I thank myself, and our special guest, Christina Conroy. So many thanks to Country Dance New York and all of our donors and sponsors. Our final dance party tonight is made up of waltz tunes. The set was compiled and arranged by Chip Prince and features the tunes Margaret's Waltz by Pat Shaw, High Clouds by David Kaynor, Bendemeer's Stream, a traditional Irish tune, and we will end with the Grand Valley Waltz, a traditional Canadian tune that Chip got from Don Messer. And again, our 4 featured pianists in the video are Chip, Dominique, Liza, and me. We hope you enjoy this recording, and if the music moves you and makes you feel like you want to dance, then by all means, get up and dance to this amazing waltz music. Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed all those final waltz tunes. I thought that was just really lovely. It sounded kind of music boxy, didn't it? Or something like that. That was really lovely. So thank you all for coming tonight.